Hello, my sweet, sweet angels who are watching right now. First of all, thank you. And welcome to my pastel tutorial. Very excited to show you guys how I use my pastel colors and create a whole look out of it. Especially for those who struggle getting colors to really pop on the skin. Pastel just adds that another level of difficulty because the colors can be so pale and really hard to build and make really impactful. So I'm going to be showing you how I do that, how I create really soft pastel rainbow looks that are still really punchy and vibrant. Okay, I don't really have anything else to say, so let's get started. So I'll tell you what, I sat down yesterday to do this exact look and I just had to stop. Like, I couldn't continue because it just wasn't turning out right. We all have those days where you're just not feeling it. Also, my skin was so dry because of this winter weather. It was really messing everything up and everything looked flaky and not cute. So this is take two. Obviously, I've done my face and my brows, and what we're going to do next is just conceal the lids because we want to start with a really nice, bright and tacky base for those shadows to cling to. So I've had this question before as well. Someone was like, why don't you set your lids? And the reason I don't do that is because I feel like the eyeshadow isn't as bright then. And there's nothing, like, it doesn't really cling to the concealer as well. And I kind of like that sticky slash tacky texture of the concealer because it really does avoid any sort of product fallout. So as you can see, the difference between a non-concealed eye and a concealed eye is crazy, and which is why it's a very important step for me. I also like concealers that are a little bit more moussey. This has a bit more texture to it and it's not as liquidy. Concealers that are too liquid slash watery, that's where I get a lot of creasing. And I feel like the closest drugstore version to the Shape Tape is Maybelline's Dark Circles Eraser in the shade Medium that has that same sort of moussey texture. Sometimes I like to use a little bit of the PLouise white base because that just adds another level of brightness to your shadows. You have to be careful though, you don't want to use a lot because it is quite thin and runny and does crease. So I'm just going to very gently dab that on my eye and not go too crazy with this product. Okay, that just leveled up my lid like crazy. It's even brighter. So we fully prepped our lids. Now we can go into the shadows, and I'm going to be using this bad boy, which I've been using a lot lately. It's Claropsyche's Psyche Box. Such a good palette for creating that pastel look. The shadows are very pigmented and they're very buildable and they blend together quite well. I love the mint green, obviously love the purple. The pink, like even in yellow, is a really nice lemony yellow rather than something super dark. I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. I'm going to take a bit of inspo from this sick digital art piece right here. Focus it like a real beauty influencer. There we go. I've got these really cute flash tattoos and I want to add them in as well. I just want to add them in the corner of my eye and on the outer corners as well. I think they're really cute. If it's a good temporary tattoo, if it's good quality, then it's just gonna slide off really easily. And you can just take a buffing brush and clean it up. So going in with the Psyche Box, I'm going to take the color Baby Jane and we're going to apply that on the very outer corner of our eye and start to blend that through. I don't know if you guys watched my other rainbow tutorial, but there was a lot of building of colors and reapplication and making sure that everything is like smooth and blended and whatnot. So I'm going to be following a similar process. It is going to be a lot of adding one color, then adding another color, then going back to that color, and just slowly working through and bringing out that pigment. I'm going to use this color here, Bright, from the Sportsgirl Rainbow palette, applying that shade pretty much in the same spot. Really patted on that color. I'm just going to blend out the edges of that. And then we can start to make our way all the way out here, outer corner of the eye and a little bit underneath. Alright, that is looking very soft, very cute, very pastel. Okay, I'm scared because I've got to use this orange now and it's quite intense, and so I need to go in gently. Really just softly dabbing that into the skin, nothing too crazy. It is one of the darker shades, so we still want to keep it nice and light and pastel. I love a really good, like, impactful matte look. Love a good shimmer shade too, but sometimes just like all matte is a vibe. Next up is the yellow, which is called Glow. We're just going to do the exact same thing, nothing different, just keep dabbing it on the eye and building up that pigment. My favorite thing ever, I don't know if you've noticed, but I do this all the time with colorful looks. I always put yellow right underneath the eyebrow, just in the brow bone there. I think it looks bomb. I'm obsessed with this color right here. It's called Sprite. There's something just so good about pastel colors because it is a really nice way to ease yourself into using bright shades. I had my reservations with pastel at first because I was like, that's not going to show up on my skin. I found a way to make it work for my skin, and that's why I wanted to show you guys, because honestly, you can put any color in your skin and it'll look amazing. You should never have that fear like, oh, this isn't going to suit me, because like, it will. Trust me, you just got to believe in yourself and be a little bit confident, because it will look fire. I encourage you guys to try new things. Like, I do that all the time. I'm constantly testing myself, creating new looks that are like well out of my comfort zone. But that's how I learn. It's really hard to get blue nice, light and soft and pastel because it's such an intense color, but we're going to do our best. So I'm going to be using this shade here, Life on Mars, which is the sky blue from Psyche's box. Taking the same brush that I was using for the green because lazy, and I'm just going to dab that very, very, very softly on the inner corner. I am not using any pressure at all. I'm dabbing that on and being so gentle. If you want to make the blue even lighter, you just dab into that white and tap on top of the blue, and that'll make it even more pastel-y. Taking yellow again, let's pop that in the inner corner because I love a little yellow inner corner glow. I might even take just a tiny bit of green and just add that right next to that yellow under the eye, so then it starts to mirror the lid. Okay, we're almost there, almost done. I haven't used any purple yet, so I'm going to take Fantasia, which is that beautiful lilac purple from the palette, and we're just going to buff that in using a nice fluffy brush to the outer corner and start to blend that in with the pink. I want to rebuild the pink a little bit, so I'm going back into that Sportsgirl pink shade and just dabbing that on top of everything. So I'll tell you my little secret for getting a really nice blushed blended rainbow look. Take your blush, whatever it is, I use NARS Orgasm, and blend that in with your eyeshadow, kind of like Rihanna's Fenty Beauty tip where she creates those kilowatts. Your eyeshadow and your blush should all be one. Like, that's when you get a really, really nice seamless blend from your cheek all the way up to your lid. I've got a nice fluffy round brush that I use my blush. I'm just kind of circling it into the cheeks as you normally would, and then just going as close as possible to the eyeshadow to blend it in. Speaking of the kilowatts, I think I might even use it. I like this pink color so much. I'm gonna run that under the eye a little bit. Just like that. Now before we move on to the cute little details of the look, like I'm gonna add pearls, little twinkles, little jewels, whatever. I like to sort of sit back and just look at my face from all the angles because there might be a little bit somewhere that I've missed that hasn't been blended properly. So I just take my buffing brush, which is really good to just blend small areas, and just kind of go over it and make sure everything is quite soft, blended, and cute. Just like that. Now I like the flowers, but I kind of want them to be a bit more of a softer pink because they're quite harsh compared to the rest of the look. I'm going to use the pink shadow from the Sportsgirl palette and just paint and dab on top of the flash tattoo, and that's going to change the color slightly and give it more of a softer look. This weather is destroying my skin, you guys. I've got these like dry patches around my mouth. Please just ignore. It's ridiculous. We're going to do our best at trying to fake that glow. And I'm going to use this highlighter right here. It's called Cookie. It's from the Benefit CHEEKLEADERS palette. It smells really good, just FYI. Touch of that on my nose, on the cupid's bow for a bit of a glow, and then just on the cheekbones without ruining the shadow. Okay, lashes. Ooh. Sorry, lashes are on. I've also... Oh, Cody's here. Come here. Come here. Come... Oh, he left. Goodbye. I've popped my lashes on. These contacts are from Solotica. They're in the shade Hidrocor Topazio, and I thought it would go really, really well with this pastel look. I always do this to colorful looks because it's so cute, but I'm going to take my NYX Cosmetics white liner and add little twinkles just around my face. I'm going to use a separate brush that's a lot finer than the actual liquid liner, so I can create really, really small, cute twinkles. Haven't added pearls to a look in so long. I'm just going to dot them around my face in random places, but I like to put them in the inner corner and then just sort of work my way out. I've also got these cute little gems that I'm going to add as well. They actually came as one long strip, but I've cut them up so I can use them individually. I'm going to finish off the look with a little bit of gloss. This is my favorite and I've never seen anything like it. It's from Zoeva and it's from the Melody collection. It's called Spread Your Wings. And it's a really, really nice gold gloss. It's not too sticky and it looks really, really cute. So I'm going to add that. This is the final look, you guys. I really just wanted to show you how I create my pastel looks, and bottom line, it's just a lot of building the colors to get them nice and bright, making sure you have a nice tacky light concealer base before you start applying your pastels, and then just blending everything through and making it look really, really nice and smooth and perfect. I highly recommend investing in this palette. It's so good and very unique. I've never seen anything like it. I feel like legitimately a unicorn threw up on my face, but like makeup fashion. Really appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and do let me know what you guys want to see. It really, really helps me come up with video ideas. So let me know if you want more wearable looks day to day. Just pop it down below. Thanks so much, you guys, and have a good one. Bye.